Bookmark it maybe at 9 o'clock. You need it. 9 o'clock. We're going to pass out that first $1,000 Rock the Bank keyword. You'll enter it. That at WRQK.com. Score your $1,000. Get yourself into your weekend and do whatever the hell it is you damn well please. Maybe pay an extra bill or two. It's up to you. Holiday shopping is right around the corner too. $1,000 up for grabs. We'll do that at 9. Remember Hawk Tua? Remember her? She's got the Talk Tua podcast. And apparently, since people are going to her over dating advice, how to please your man, how to keep everybody happy and cheating, you know what she's decided to do is apparently roll out her own dating app.
Pull the fuck up, fuckface.
App creators were like, well, we're going to get lost.
Well, I'm going to drag back a little bit.
Yeah, Google Play, nobody will download it ever. You want to go talk to this lady, put her face on it, and see if they'll press download if we put her on it? Right, we all know that's what. It's not like she was sitting there like, all right, and then what we do is this. Right? I doubt it either, right? Welcome to celebrity. That happens all the time. I don't think Shaq was doing a whole lot before, for a while either. He's probably just, here's a little cash, spend it around, right? And so she's out here with her own dating app. It does seem to at least have a hook that is, I don't know if it's new. I don't spend a lot of time on dating apps, if I'm honest. I don't really enjoy them. We've talked a lot about that. It just doesn't seem to be for me. But the Hawk Tua lady, she's out here trying to make sure you can find your Pookie of your own. You may remember that, Miss Potter. Everybody got, all wrapped up into the, you got Hawk Tua, on that thing, right? Everybody got, real focused on that part right there. Of course, right? Of course. At the end of that video, she says, I love you, Pookie, forever. And, she was dating some guy. She is still dating that guy. And apparently that's her love term for her. You know what I mean? Sometimes you'll hear me refer to the other. Well, I guess I don't know what the hell to call her. But, she's Boo, right? That's the name, right? And that's the thing. We all got, the pet names and the like. So Hawk Tua calls her, her boyfriend Pookie. And so we're getting a Pookie app, and we'll tell you all about that at 9 o'clock. We'll probably play that audio for you so we can laugh at her a little bit more, right? Yeah, let's do that. That will be at 9 o'clock. Also bribe you to stick around, and we'll pass out that first Rock the Bank. Oh, you know what I got some data on? Something you do every single day. I do it too. I've done it this morning already. And I'm willing to bet those of you that are awake with me, you probably have already. This is going to the bathroom, taking the cell phone with you. They say, awful. This has got nothing to do, by the way, with the germs on the phone and then touching it to your face and all that stuff. Trust me, I'm going to talk about that. I may have a few opinions on that. This new data that they have collected about going to the bathroom and using your cell phone while you're there doesn't have a whole lot to do with it. There are so many other dangers around the corner for you using your phone on the toilet. We'll get to that. Also, there is not one story, but two today. Two completely different stories about people needing to turn rooms in their home into lockable type jail cells to prevent human behavior. A woman at 8 o'clock swears, I'm not sure I buy it, she swears she suffers from a rare sexual addiction issue. And it takes place involuntarily, and she will assault people. And so to stop her from doing it, they have built a lockable bedroom to keep her in. So she cannot go out.
I need to withdraw $500 from my checking.
There's a few more pieces of information of that story. We will trickle those out to you at 8 a.m. this week. That story a little while. And as I told you, I have not one but two stories of people kind of turning rooms in their homes into jails. Another one, I believe Thailand, has said, I am at my wit's end with my drug addicted son. He steals from me, he hits me, he's violent. I don't know what to do anymore.
No.
So she has built the Silence of the Lambs, not well. I know that's what you thought. Jesus, she built a well. No. She built that big metal cage that they put Hannibal in, where he was all he had the chain around his neck and he was around like the bird cage. She built the Hannibal bird cage in her home to keep her drug addict son in check. We'll talk about that a little bit. It's been part of our 7 o'clock hour doing that. Also, scientists say now they know the exact age when you and I should stop drinking beer. The good news for you and I is we gotta wow you. Well, some of us. Some of us, plenty of you out there, you don't. You're past it. You're past it. Some of us, myself included, we gotta wow you. I was surprised to hear this. I kept saying, I think an assault on booze is coming. This sounded like one at first. Stop drinking, stop drinking, stop drinking. But when I read it, I was like, well, dude, by then? Like, I might be dead by then. But we'll get to that conversation. Also, speaking of drugs and alcohol, John Mulaney, comedian, says Olivia Munn, his wife, they had a kid together and all that. He said, dude, she started the intervention slowly. She started, she started like laying hints out there. She started and eventually just brought the bottom to him. We'll talk about that a little bit today as well. Yesterday, we were talking about house temperature, where to keep it. I believe on average, when they asked you and I, our answer was 67 degrees. Most of my audience told me 70. That came in on the text line a lot, 330-450-7625. The microphone talkback button's also out there on iHeartRadio. And 70 is what my audience told me. The survey had told us 67. The World Health Organization had told us 64. We started talking about smart, thermostats and all this stuff, and I don't really like smart technology. And we started talking about light bulbs and, my front porch light, and I leave that cranked on too much. And people started talking to me about timer bulbs and timer switches and all this stuff. And I ended up learning quite a bit through you guys yesterday. I love that, right? Because this is one of those things. Like, I had rented forever. And I bought a house just over a year ago. And, when you rent, you don't think, I'm going to upgrade these switches and turn them into, timers. And, you just don't think like that, right? It's just not how you think. And so I didn't find myself at Home Depot or Lowe's or, in those types of stores a whole lot. You call and be, hey, this is broke. Can you come fix it? And honestly, my last landlord was great about that. I mean, by the time I was done dialing the phone, somebody was in the driveway to take care of stuff. I was very lucky, right? And so I just didn't have a whole lot of experience with that. I wasn't like, just go to Lowe's and kick around. Yeah, kick the tires, see what they got there now. It's like, that's not really my zone. I've been in there a hell of a lot more because I'm a homeowner, right? That has definitely increased. And what I'll say is I'm a necessity person. Meaning if I needed the light bulbs or that light switch is bad, and actually I do want to replace the one in my spare bedroom, then I'll go to the store. Then you can find me like, all right, dude, rip the vape pen on the way here. So now it's like I need a couple of minutes anyway, right? Check every box, read every last thing, and then you can find me diving all the way in and kind of doing some stuff. But people are like, dude, you can get a programmable thermostat that's not smart. Like, they have that. And what we found out yesterday is you can apparently get a morning host at Rock 106.9 that is not smart.
The Stansberry Show. Would you mind speaking in a civilized language? On Rock 106.9.
Welcome back to the program. 9 o'clock. Let's inject some cash into your bank account. Rock the bank with me. Pick up that first $1,000 key. Also, the Hawk Tua lady. They say successful podcaster. I honestly don't know.
God fucking damn it. Why?
Apparently now they're going to use her to hawk a dating site. She believes she can help you find your very own Pookie. Maddie. She's, I suppose, what you would call the Hawk Tua girl, a lady, whatever. I would imagine she is what Haley Welch is her name. We should probably start calling her Haley. She's, I guess, what you would call a new celebrity or celebrity adjacent. She feels like she would be in the category of what we would call like a reality star, right? She kind of feels like one of those. It's weird, the level of celebrity. And we've seen plenty of opinions on celebrities recently. I think what a lot of people think they saw the other night was that celebrity opinion doesn't matter as much as it used to. And I said, if anything else made us made us say that statement, we'd think it was a net positive. You know what I mean? It's just that it's like that issue is like, all right, that's not a good enough offset for a lot of people. And I'm not going, right? I'm not. But it's interesting because it does feel as if we are looking to make more regular people, averages, you and I, famous, and kind of get over like the famous people. Now everybody's kind of famous these days. You and I have been talking about them for a while. And there's a young woman who I think is pretty much on the list of young A-listers. She's not quite there for me. As a matter of fact, I've seen her more as herself a person be interviewed than I've ever seen anything she's ever been in. But she is massively popular, and her name is Sydney Sweeney, and men love her. And it's because, well, she's easy to look at, Sydney Sweeney. She's great. I mean, she is. She's beautiful. I think there are definitely celebrities who I find more attractive, right? This is one of those things, though, it's like, you can't do, you're too ugly, and, like, she's too attractive to be like, dude, that's not good looking. Like, she's clearly good looking. She is. Right? Blonde hair, blue eyes, and yes, she has the nice big boobs. And say what you want, we talk about conditioning and what people are this and that and what was, pushed upon people. And trust me, as a man in this country, I feel as if blondes with big boobs were thrusted upon me. I didn't land on 36Ds, they landed on me, dog. This is America. And those sell literally every product in this country. You know what I mean? It's not like I came out and was like, those are awesome. America was like, hey, look at the TV, these are awesome. And we're gonna sell you every last thing. Every last debit card number you got is gonna be sucked dry because of this set of these right here, right? So like that landed on me. But guys like her because she's hot. She's sexy. She's also relaxed. She doesn't necessarily feel as if she wants to keep men 2 arms length away from her. She kind of likes the fact that men are attracted to her. Which, of course, has some women not so much in her camp. She's now saying out there that all of this Hollywood's women empowerment of other women, it's fake, she says. None of this is there. Now, of course, she's talking about her experience. And I think we know what she means. She doesn't fit the mold of the women who are going to be folded in. Plenty of beautiful women are going to be folded into the mold of women's empowerment. Sydney Sweeney feels like a contrarian to what Hollywood has been, at least, I don't know how long, but like for a while. She feels contrarian to that. She also, I guess I don't know that much about the young woman, but she apparently leans a little bit more closer to the right side of the aisle than maybe the left. And we know what that's going to do in the Hollywood show. Plenty of liberal people in Hollywood have admitted, oh yeah, dude, the worst thing you could ever do is stand out there and be like, we like this. It's like one of the worst things you can do. So like we know, Ron Powell's kind of dealing with some of that, and like, which by the way, co-star of hers. Apparently they did some movie together. Anyone but you, I think. I haven't seen this. But some lady who writes at Vanity Fair says, oh yeah, there's this woman, she's super popular right now. I just don't get it. I just don't understand Sydney Sweeney. It's like, yes, you do. What you don't like is that you have to understand that what people like about her. You don't want to admit it. She's not like, she's a little bit of everything. She's talented, yes. She also understands she's sexy. And so instead of running away from it and be like, oh my God, quit making it, she's like, nah, man, kind of born with it. You know what I mean? Here it comes. Dude, this is God made here, baby. Take a look. And she lets you take a look. Which there is a fine line, by the way, between I'm okay with you looking at me and thinking that I am sexual and thinking I am sexy versus like prostituting yourself out. It can be a fine line sometimes. It can. It can absolutely be a fine line. But dude, nice dress, walking down the, the red carpet, and knowing men are looking at you thinking you're sexy and not being like, this is the worst thing in the world. I mean, I know I just spent the last 6 hours in a room to make sure everybody looked at me just the way they are, but like, this is awful. I mean, come on. Right? I mean, come on. One of my favorite comedians ever, Greg Giraldo, had said about cleavage, he's no longer with us, that women will say things like, I dress this way because I want attention, but I want the right attention. I don't want it from every guy walking down the street. And Greg Giraldo reminded women, that's how cleavage works. Right? It's not a smart bomb. It's not a laser-guided weapon. You may hit your target with cleavage, but there will be collateral damage. Right? And like, it's kind of true. It is kind of true. And we know what she's saying about women's empowerment in Hollywood is true. Because most of the causes aren't really going on. Most of those causes are going on so you and I believe that they are going on. That's what that is. I know she's right about that, and so do you. And I wish I could wrap this up for you right now, but this system is kind of going crazy. It doesn't give me, normally there's a digital way for me to hit this button bar, and there doesn't seem to be one now if I just try to override. No? Okay. Watch now as your host I pull this up there, here we go. I think we have it back after a little soft reboot, do we? Do I get my EQ back? Yes, there it is. Just hit this now and done.
The Stansberry Show.
Okay, someone woke up on the wrong side of bed this morning.
On Rock 106.9.
Welcome back to the program. I think couple of issues this morning. It's okay. It's been a little touch and go. I've been blaming the system. I'm not sure that's accurate. I think we are actually I don't know, but I think we are experiencing connectivity issues in the building overall, which is problematic in today's world. So what was happening? All right, here's what happened. Right? You and I were talking about Sydney Sweeney, and I wanted to be done doing that. And I looked at the system, and the system's like, well, you have no control, Holmes. So, like, you out there on that island all alone, man. You better keep talking about her big boobs, man. You better have something else to say, right? And so, like, I'm freaking out. And so you try all the things, right? So, all right, there is I control a lot of the system with, like, hard controls of this board, right? There is a backup, like a digital screen that will give me like that control too, and I can hit. So it's like if you lose the controller, that's what we would call the board itself, then you have the digital version. I lost both. And there's nothing you can do. It's like, oh no. And so there has been this this problem with the program where you'll just be, and it happens mostly while you're live on the air. It doesn't really like, in the middle of the Scorpions, issue free, right? It's like while you're trying to use the damn thing, that it's when it's like, yeah, no, we don't like this part, right? So maybe it's trying to tell us you don't like this part, maybe. But it will then pop up and give you a warning. Are you sure you want to leave site? You know, like you're like canceling out of like a, one of your tabs that you don't want to be. So you hit no. And it's like, no, I want to stay right here. You leave me alone, right? And then the controller goes down. You're like, oh no. And then you're just supposed to hit this little button right here. You can't see it. I don't know why I'm pointing at it, but you hit that right there, and then the controller normally comes back. It's like the little EQ button. That'll give you control. Wouldn't do that. And then I looked for the digital version, and I was like, oh, you took that away from me too. I have no way to get us out of what we're doing right now, right? And so then the only thing, and I've dealt with this a couple of times, right? We've had this system now, I don't know, just over a month or so. And I got to be honest with you, as a guy who complains about stuff every other day, I expected way more issues with this thing than I've had, and I mean a lot more. The ones I've experienced I don't like, right? It's like, oh, that's unfortunate. What are you going to do? They can't do that. Like, they're working on it, right? But, like, mostly, I got to be honest with you, I've been pleasantly surprised by it. But I've dealt with this issue before. So what they tell you to do is, well, just close out of the program altogether. And so we were live on the air, and I said, all right, let me try that. And now I know through so many of your messages, thank you. Again, the text line 330-450-7625, and now I'm on your socials.